Hello everybody, I'm Julia and today I'm going to review City of Heavenly Fire by Cassandra Clare for you. This is the sixth and last book in the Mortal Instruments series, and I'm so sad that it's over. My babies. But I've been waiting for this book for 2 years and then I've read it in 2 days. So this baby has 1725 pages and look how thick it is, and I have to say I really like the cover. But yes, I really love this ending, and that's all I'm going to say, cause if you haven't read the Mortal Instruments series, first of all, what did you do with your life? And second, go and read them and then come back later, because this is going to be full of spoilers. And same here, if you haven't finished City of Heavenly Fire, go away and come back after you finished it, because you don't want to be spoiled. This book is way too awesome for spoilers. So yes, like I said, I really loved it. Of course, 5 out of 5 stars, and I think we were way too afraid of this book. I mean, with all the 6 characters are going to die, and I'm not going to say anymore. So, if you haven't read this baby, go away now, come back after you read it. Yes, and bye! So, hello everybody who've read the book, and welcome to my discussion. So, I've wrote down a lot of points that I'm going to discuss with you, so I think this is going to be a real long video. Yep. So, we're starting with the prologue, and the prologue is from Emma Carstairs' point of view. Gosh. And if you don't know this, Emma will be the main character of Cassandra's new series, The Dark Artifacts, and that is why we're getting introduced to Emma now. Though I have to say, I found Emma really annoying. Well, maybe it's because she's 12 here, but I don't know. I found it annoying that we have so much stuff from Emma's point of view. I mean, I wanted to read more of Clary and the rest of them because it's their last book. But in the end, it was okay. So, in the prologue, Sebastian comes to the Los Angeles Institute and he turns Julian's father and takes his oldest brother. So, Emma, Julian and his siblings have to go to Alicante so that they are safe, and that's when all the stuff starts. Yes, and now we're coming over a big jungle of all the points that I loved or not, so it's going to be a little bit mixed here. On page 83 we have probably my favorite quote in the whole book, and that is, "So what's the plan? Hitting Sebastian over the head with Jace until he passes out?" Boris Zachariah said pretty much the same thing, Jace said, maybe with less sarcasm. So, I couldn't stop laughing at this point, and I really love the whole Alec-Jace dialogues because they're always so funny and sarcastic, and I'm going to miss them both so much. So, then we're going to Sebastian, and holy hell, Sebastian is sleeping with the Sea Queen. I was so shocked at the point. I mean, ew! How can you first sleep with Sebastian? He's totally disgusting. And second, the Sea Queen seriously me. I think that's the only reason that the Sea Queen is helping the Sebastian, because she's sleeping with him. Oh, why? I mean, wow, I'm still not over this. Nearly right after that, we have our first death, and it's Jordan. Yep, I knew it. That I didn't tell you. I wrote down all the names that I think are going to die. And in the end I had 4 out of 6 right. Good crowd. So, anyway, John was on my list and he died because Sebastian and he died because Sebastian stabbed him after he burnt down the whole Petritrolupus, I can't speak the name, compound, and then when Maya and John got there, yeah, he stabs him and John's dead without a really big fight. And like I said, I don't like John anyway, so it wasn't that hard for me that he died. Sorry. So, and after that, Claire and Jace collide with Sebastian, and then Sebastian stabs Jace, and he practically flares up, and this heavenly fire comes out of him, and I was like, OMG. I was so shocked, and that indicates that the heavenly fire is a real pain in the ass, but I think it will help them to defeat Sebastian in the end. Then we also have, of course, Sissy scenes! Yay! Sissy! And then we have the scene here where they are playing practically role plays, and then Alec comes in after Simon's practically on top of Isabel, and that was so funny to see. Always poor Alec has to find Sissy in these positions. After Sebastian stabbed Jace, we have the scene where Brother Zachariah, aka Jem, touches Jace on his mouth, and then Jem practically flares up, and I knew it, I really knew it, because of the heavenly fire. Brother Zachariah turns back into Jem, and this theory was so right, and yes, we had something right, and I was so happy that we have Jem back, and though I was disappointed that Jay still had the heavenly fire in him, but I mean, in the end, we needed that fire. I have to say, Sebastian is, in this whole book, he's practically just disgusting. I mean, first we have him stabbing himself so that he proves that he can't be killed by normal Shadowhunter weapons, and then he's like the whole thing that he wants to own Clary still, and he's like, oh, I love you, but you don't have your own will anymore when I love you, because I own you and you're mine, and you don't have a life anymore, you're mine, and Sebastian. And then this whole thing in the end, now I'm jumping scenes again, so in the end we have this thing where Sebastian is so disgusting and is like, Clary, kiss me now, and they're siblings, that's so disgusting. And Sebastian is living with the Sealy Queen and he still wants Clary, and no, I don't get there anymore. The whole crew goes to the Sealy Court because they want to go into hell, and then we have our next death, and that is Melior, and yes, he is dead, finally. He annoyed me so much in the last books, and he deserved it, he really deserved it, and I was so happy that he's dead. And then we have 2 from 6 deaths in like, I think 260 pages or something like that. Good crow, Cassandra. So anyway, they're going to hell, and then we have this whole scene where they see their heart wishes, and the scene from Clary where Sebastian is her brother and he's normal and he has green eyes, and they have another little sister, and Jocelyn and Luke are married, and Clary is about to get married to Jace. Oh, this scene, this was totally heartbreaking. Maya makes an alliance with the vampires, and they're killing Maureen! Yes! And it was so smart with the holy water in Maya's veins. And I mean, Maureen was totally crazy. Now Maureen is dead, and yes, I was happy. And also we have then 3 out of 6, and that was my second hit with who's going to die. Then we have Jace, and with the iron sister that he killed. And yeah, when Jace loses control and then the whole fire is coming out of him, that scene was mind-blowing. And when Clary gets to him and with the rune, I knew it. I knew that the heavenly fire wasn't in Jace anymore, and that they somehow got it in the Morgenstern blade, because we have the blade here on the cover, and I knew it would be important. So I knew it. Yes, I like to be right. Then when they're going on, we have this whole alternative universe with Alicante, and that was so creepy. And I'm really glad that that didn't happen, because no, with all this that the demons took over, and but it's kind of creepy that there's in the other dimensions that they're also the same versions of the cities, but it played out differently, and that's kind of mind-blowing. Of course, in this whole, I think what were the account holes, but I'm not sure anymore. Anyway, then of course Jace wants to get the weapon against the demons, and he doesn't listen to Simon, who knew it was a trap. And then Izzy gets bitten, and I was so scared. And then they're back in the cave, and seriously, I started to cry because I absolutely believed that Izzy's going to die. But then we have Simon with his vampire blood, and he heals her, and I was so relieved. And that was a moment where I screamed at my book, because Cassie, that's so mean. I really thought that Izzy's going to die, and that's not nice of you. We have this whole affair that Melion kidnapped all the representatives of the council, which means Luke, Magnus, Raphael, and also Jocelyn, and they're with Sebastian. And Sebastian decides to kill one of them, and he wants to kill Magnus, but then it's Raphael, and I didn't expect that Raphael was going to die. That was a surprise to me. Anyway, Raphael saves Magnus' life, because back then Magnus saved Raphael, which you only knew when you've read the Bank Chronicles. And I don't like it that you have to read all these books so that you're in the inside scoop. Otherwise it's like a little bit confusing for you if you just read the Mortal Instruments, just like with Jem and Tessa. I mean, if you haven't read the Infernal Devices, you have no clue who the hell they are. That's the case with my friend, and she's a little bit confused with it. We have the cave scene, and I love this scene, and that was the spoiler that we saw in the drawing, and we were right with our theories. So Jace didn't have to have the fire anymore, and I don't know why on the spoiler that was the fireproof rune on Clary's wrist, but anyway, we were right. And seriously, what is it with Herondales and caves? I mean, first Will, now Jace. Who's next? We're already on page 550, and we have the whole thing where Clary, Jace, and the rest of them are going to trick Sebastian. And I love it how Sebastian thinks they don't know how to trick him, and in the end that was his greatest flaw, because he's like, I'm the king, nobody knows what I'm going to do. But Clary and Jace knew him perfectly, so the scene where they tricked him and Clary makes the portal so that Jace can get the demon weapon and then all the demons are dead. Bam! That was practically one of my favorite scenes in the whole book. And after that, Simon, Izzy and Alec are searching for Magnus and the rest of them, and when Alec finds Magnus, oh, I mean, it was so hard for me that they broke up because Malik is just perfection, and I could have killed Magnus for all his reasons why they can't be together anymore. But when they were together again in the room, oh, Sebastian wants that Clary takes the throne and becomes the queen of the underworld. Say it like that. Becomes the queen of hell. And I was like, what the fuck, Clary, what are you doing? Why are you taking the throne? No! I was really shocked that she did that, but it was a plan. Yes. But I was really shocked, and when the portal to Alicante broke and they were stuck there, I knew that would be a huge problem afterwards. But Clary tricked Sebastian, and when he wanted to kiss her, she stabbed him with the monster blade, and I was like, yes, yes, yes! But the heavenly fire burned all the demon from Sebastian, and in the end, before he died, he was Jonathan. And Cassie, you're so mean. You want us to feel sorry that Sebastian died, but no, not with me. I was so freaking happy when he died. I was like, yes, he's gone. And no, not just no from the whole Jonathan thing. I mean, it was sad that he just did the whole things because of his demon blood, but you never saw the real Jonathan, and so I couldn't be really sorry about it. So, and then we have the problem that they are stuck in hell. And then we finally get to know Magnus' father after like 6 books of the Mortal Instruments and 3 books of the Infernal Devices and the Magnus Bane Chronicles. We get to know his father. Finally. But his father is such an ass. I was screaming when he said, okay, I'm taking Magnus' immortality. I mean, I was first like, oh, Alec and Magnus can be together, but then, no. If he takes his immortality, Magnus dies, because then he's 400 years old, and then he's immortal, and then you can't be 400 years old and mortal. So I was freaking out. And then when he took Simon's immortality, I was like, yes, Susie, they can be together. Woo! And then he's like, I'm going to take all his memories of you. Cassie, I hate you. And I started to cry, really, I started to cry because we think finally everything is okay, and then he takes Simon's memories, and that was like so sad because Izzy finally accepted that she loves him, and then he can't remember her, and no, that's just too sad to be true. No, Cassie, no, why? After they are back, Jace finally accepts that he is a Herondale, and that was such an awesome scene because he finally accepts who he is, and he's not angry at his father anymore, and I liked it. So it's all tied up with the whole Jace, Morgenstern, Raylan, Herondale, Lightwood thing. We have the epilogue, and like everything is happy, except Simon can't remember them at all, and I was like, we can't end the book and Simon doesn't remember them, and no. And then Clary tries to get to Simon, but he really doesn't remember her. But then she sees the band name of Simon's band, and it's the Mortal Instruments, and I teared up in that moment. I don't know why, but I teared up. I just find it so sad. But that was good that you remembered the Mortal Instruments, because Magnus and Izzy broke the rules and tried that Simon gets his memories back, and then it's practically that Simon becomes a shadow hunter. I bet he becomes a shadow hunter in the end, but we don't see this. But anyway, Simon gets a part of his memories back and he remembers the important parts, and I was so happy that we get this happy ending. We have the wedding from Luke and Jocelyn, and that was such a sweet scene and all, because everything was okay. Simon was back, Manic is together, Clace is together, Sissy is practically back, and everything is fine and okay, and I'm so happy that we got this ending. Also, we have the thing that Alec talks to his father, and basically Robert accepts Alec for who he is and that he's gay, and yay, finally! So Alec gets all he wants. And I have to say, I really love Alec in the whole book, because at the beginning of City of Bones, he was practically afraid and he didn't fight for himself, but now in City of Heavenly Fire he was just badass, he was sarcastic, and he was awesome. Alec practically owned this book, especially when he doesn't take any shit anymore and he just shoots at Sebastian and all those things. That was awesome. Larry meets Tessa, yay! And I just love it that Tessa and Jem are there at the wedding, and that Clary gets to know Tessa, and I love it. I really like it that Tessa is basically together with Jem now. So we have Tessa with Rule, and then we have also Tessa and Jem, so we don't have a love triangle anymore, but Tessa gets both of the boys. I mean, that's how you do it. And then when Tessa gave Clary the ring of the Herondales, and it was James' ring, so it was her son's ring, and I had to cry again. I don't know why, but the scene was so touching, and yes, I don't have words for the scene. We have the whole ending at the lake, and everything is fine, and I love it. And like I said, we shouldn't have been afraid of this book, because the first time ever Cassie didn't play with our feelings and kill someone we love. We don't have a really bad death here, and Sebastian is dead, and I absolutely love this book, and I'm really sad that it's all over, but I can't wait to read the dark artifacts. And yes, that were all of my favorite scenes. I think this video was really long. And anyway, tell me your favorite scenes of the book. What do you think of it? City of Heavenly Fire. And thank you all for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!